now.
Saving big bucks on cosmetology services. How one local high school is making that possible for San Antonio residents. Our Patty Santos will join us live in studio to tell us about it.
And the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K is coming up here soon. Still ahead, we're going to take a look at the race's mission and how it got its start more than a decade before it reached here in San Antonio.
And an update for people living on the south side near the Pleasanton Road Median Project. RJ Marquez will join us in studio as well to break all of that down. So a busy Friday, as you can see here on GMSA at 9.
Yeah, happy Friday. Thank you for joining us here on GMSA at 9. We have a lot of things coming up. And then tomorrow, reminder, the Texas Eats Food Festival as well. We'll be there.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the jacket will fit comfortably on Monday after I am indulging there. But nonetheless, that's an indoor event with AC, so we don't have to worry about the weather. But again, I guess if you're outside, we'll go outside right now with live cam and show you. I suppose things could always be worse. I think Justin, if I'm speaking for him, might like a little more variety in the forecast. But you've been doing a great job, just kind of holding our hand through all of this.
Variety is the spice of life.
That's right. Thank you.
But not this September.
Not this month. No.
No, and I'm very excited about the food festival tomorrow. By the way, I will be there, so I'm going to be fasting today to make room for all the delicious food. All right, let's take a look at the headlines for today. 10th day in a row. This should be the 10th day in a row that we're going to be at either 92, 93, or 94. This is a pretty impressive stretch. I don't think we keep records for anything like this, a consistent stretch, but this is ranking up there, I think. The weekend likely stays quiet. We're not seeing a lot there. And then as far as next week, I do have a little bit of bad news. There's been a change to the forecast. The models have kind of flipped the switch on us a little bit. It's not looking as encouraging for rainfall, and I'll just be upfront with you there. There's much lower rain chances, I think. 80 by 10 o'clock, 83, 11 a.m. noontime. We'll be in the mid-80s, 92 at 3 o'clock, and then eventually up to 93 for a high. Partly cloudy to mostly clear tonight for all the events going on, including football. Burbank takes on Medina Valley down at Panther Stadium. Temperatures there will be right around 90 at kickoff, and then we'll cool down into the 80s by the end of the game. Good football weather, in my opinion, at least once the sun goes down. All right, we'll talk about some of those Saturday football games. We'll check in on the tropics, and we'll look ahead to those small rain chances next week coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, we look forward to it. Thank you, Justin. Looking out there with our TransGuide cameras, looking at I-35 at Maine. Things look nice there on this Friday morning. Also looking good there at I-35 at New Braunfels Avenue. Want to note, not on your screen, but TxDOT website reporting now that there is a crash at I-10 at Probant eastbound. A minor one, though, minor crash. So just be aware of that when you're on the roadways. Well, it has been a big topic of conversation for business owners, neighbors, and drivers on the south side.
Yeah, we're talking about the construction at Pleasanton Road off Southwest Military Drive. So RJ swung by the neighborhood recently to talk to restaurant owners and people that live there, and he's in studio this morning to tell us more about that conversation and how they're feeling over there about all of this. RJ?
Oh, yeah, guys. So Pleasanton Road Median Project. Those are definitely some trigger words for some of our people on the south side of town. Now, that was installed right in the middle of Pleasanton Road. Myself and photojournalist Alex Gomez were there yesterday, and we actually witnessed, guys, an accident in front of us. Someone lost their load of lumber on that part of Pleasanton Road. And this morning, we do have an update. But real quick, I want to show you this map behind me. This is just a chunk of exactly where this median was put in place, basically right here near Vestal Place. But this project actually extends all the way north from this one spot all the way to South Cross over by Harlandale High School, all the way south to Morrison and Loop 410. So again, this is just a small part of that project, which actually started back in December and is now close to wrapping up. But of course, people there, business owners, have been against it from the start. And as you see right there, they are not happy with any of these end results, and they have taken their questions and concerns to TxDOT and the city. So there is some good news. Both those entities there agreed to make changes to the median after public input and several recent meetings. Now, one of the biggest complaints was more turnarounds that are needed for emergency vehicles and access to both sides of that road.
Make it a little bit more accessible. It's okay to block some areas where, there could be more accidents, whatever, but don't block the whole, 2, 3, 4 mile radius and not have no access to either side. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so that was one of the people that live and work around there. Now, the family that owns Agave Mexican restaurant said that it's actually hurt their bottom line, and more than anything, their customers are confused how to even get to their restaurant or even drive around this median.
Well, number one thing that a lot of our clients, customers have been telling us that the median is very difficult to use, to comprehend that there's no signage, there's no turns or and it's also something that's new that people are not, used to. So it's like, hey, can I turn this way? Can I go this way? And people don't see it. And
well, KSAT and the city agreed to widen some of those turnarounds that you see right there on your screen. Entrances also shorten some of the length of the median at some of these important streets, including right there at Agave. And that street is going to be West Vestal Place. They're also working on more signage, as was requested by some of those neighbors and business owners, and potentially creating a new opening for people who live closer to Southwest Military. So they're in the process right now of getting some public inputs on all of this. They're going to have their next neighborhood association meeting on September 22nd, again, right around the corner. And you still have time if you live around the Grosvenor area, headed more closer to Southwest Military, to get some of that information to the city. But guys, at least it looks like they are getting some of their questions answered and some things changed. And I'm telling y'all, we're already seeing a lot of skid marks there along many of those curves, very sharp curves as well. So any sort of damage that you drive right by it, definitely a cause for concern. But it looks like they are getting some sort of results, guys.
All right. Well, that part is good news.
Yes,
RJ.
Thank you, sir.
Well, now to your top stories at 9 this morning. Questions remain about the death of a staffer from U.S. Congressman Tony Gonzalez's office.
Yeah, it could be weeks before official confirmation on how 35-year-old Regina Santos Aviles died. Her family says that she suffered severe injuries after she caught fire at her Uvalde home. This was Saturday night. Santos Aviles was on fire on her porch when EMS arrived. Her family insists this was all an accident. Congressman Gonzalez called her passionate about improving Uvalde and said that he is just heartbroken. Investigators say they do not suspect foul play. All right, imagine waking up and looking outside your window to see somebody pointing a gun like that at your home. That's what happened at a house on the southeast side.
Well, San Antonio police say 2 people tried to break into a car and possibly steal it. This is earlier in the week. The suspect stood outside and pointed a gun at the home while trying to get into the car. Now, one person inside the home yelled at them and they ran away. San Antonio Police Department is still working to find the suspects, and the family is asking if you recognize the suspects in this video to help police identify them.
SAPD also says that no one should ever confront a suspect. Instead, they say call 911 immediately if you notice anything out of the ordinary happening on your property.
Is San Antonio safe? That question comes after a violent weekend with 10 people were shot and 4 killed between last Saturday and Sunday. So Chief William McManus says most cases stemmed from arguments, and he insists there is no wider threat.
SAPD reports homicides are slightly lower than last year. There's 83 so far compared to 86 at this time in 2024. Police say neighbors should stay alert but not be alarmed, calling San Antonio a safe city. There were 127 homicides in all of 2024.
Here's a look at today's 9 at 9. So funding for the federal government runs out at the end of the month, and a shutdown is on the line. Republicans want a clean bill with 7 weeks of funding. Democrats want to protect Medicaid and extend Obamacare subsidies. The Senate is expected to vote today. However, neither plan appears to have the support to pass.
The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee has voted to limit the use of one childhood vaccine. It is recommending parents wait until after age 4 for the combined measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox shot. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy is also pushing for broader changes to U.S. vaccine policy.
The NCAA is eliminating the spring transfer portal, leaving players with just one window to switch schools. According to a New York Times report, the NCAA says the spring period created too much roster instability. Now, a single transfer window will open in early January, though the exact length and dates will be finalized next month.
Nearly 600,000 Toyota and Lexus vehicles have been recalled over a potentially faulty instrument panel display. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the screens might fail to show critical information like speed, brake warnings, or tire pressure alerts. The recall covers a wide range of 2023 through 2025 models.
Hyundai is recalling more than 500,000 SUVs over a serious seatbelt issue. That recall affects Hyundai Palisade vehicles from model years 2020 through 2025. So Hyundai says seatbelt buckles in the driver, passenger, and second row window seats may fail to latch.
Amazon says it's increasing average pay to more than $23 an hour, and that average total compensation is now over $30 an hour when benefits are included. Employees also get free Prime membership, prepaid tuition programs, a 401k with company match, and other perks.
So artificial intelligence agents are coming to Microsoft Teams. So co-pilot assistants will be available for every channel and meeting. They'll be able to take notes, answer questions, and create agendas, even letting those in a meeting know if they're running over time.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Automakers may be raising prices now that many of President Trump's trade tariffs seem likely to stick. General Motors says it's facing up to $5 billion in tariff-related costs this year. Ford is citing a $3 billion hit.
And the U.S. Postal Service has announced its 2025 holiday season mailing dates. I'm not ready, not ready. Well, for customers in the lower 48 states, cards and gifts should be sent by December 17th. You've been warned. This is for Ground Advantage and First Class Mail. For Priority Mail, that is December 18th. And for Priority Mail Express, that date is December 20th.
Of course, I'll be doing the 21st as usual every year.
Same here.
Run to the post office. All right.
Well, this morning we are helping you save some money by getting big deals at a student-led salon on the city's east side. So we asked you how much you're spending on things like hair, nails, and facials.
Look at Patty getting pampered right there on the company dime. Here's what some of you are saying on Facebook. Ida Benavides said, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Karen Grizzard said, more than I should. On Instagram, Yvette Perez wrote, $150 full set, $85 petty.
Yeah, it can be expensive. And our Patty Santos is here live to tell us about the Hurricane Salon at Sam Houston High School. And this is where the prices are a lot lower, Patty. And we saw, hey, you got treated, right?
I got a little mini.
Good for you.
Okay, but tomorrow you can get a free mini facial and facial waxes, all for free, guys. It is the salon's grand opening for the new school year. And listen, these kids are very well trained, but cosmetology is also a family business, so they know what they're doing.
I've always been into hair. Like, my mom was a cosmetologist and my dad is a barber. So it's always been like in my face. So I came here to kind of pursue and add on to the services that I already offered before I came here.
Okay. What about you?
My brother and my sister-in-law are both licensed cosmetologists.
Okay, so the program requires students to get 1,000 hours of hands-on experience, and by the end of their senior year, they can take their practical exam. If they pass, they can go on and work at any salon and make some real money. The teacher says this is an option for kids who don't want to go to college or just simply can't afford it. The cosmetology seniors I talked with hope that the community will support them by booking appointments and also believing in them.
I feel like this experience is helping me to learn way more about hair, like the history of hair and things that I didn't know before. Like simple things like you can use a moisturizer as a heat protectant. I didn't know things like that.
And sanitation is really important because someone can always say something about you and you can get your license taken away. So we learned all that important stuff.
And some of the services they offer: braids, chemical services, color, styling, nails, and of course, skincare. And you can go to KSAT.com right now to find a link to the services and of course, to book an appointment. And we want to tell you there are 3 other schools in the SAISD district that also offer this program to other students. So guys, go get a haircut.
Okay, it's time. Thank you, Patty.
A little off the top, Patty.
Right.
Thank you very much.
All right, time now is 9:11 and we're at 77 degrees for now.
I still ahead on GMSA at 9 here, at 9:30 to be exact. Millions of dollars were raised during Big Give, but one organization's story stands out. How a portion of that money is helping change lives through the power of mentorship.
And the head for the Cure 5K here in San Antonio is coming up next Saturday. And we've been telling you how it got its start in San Antonio in 2014. But now we're going to tell you how the whole nationwide organization got its start almost a decade before that. Well, welcome back. It is 9:16, and here at KSAT, we are getting ready for the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K, which started in San Antonio as a way to honor our late news director, Jim Boyle.
And now the nationwide mission to raise awareness and funding to support brain cancer research got its start more than a decade before the race ever came here to San Antonio.
So I talked with the founder and the president of the Head for the Cure, Matt Anthony, and how this race was established in honor of his late brother.
He was active, he was a runner, and it came from nowhere.
Matt Anthony, the founder and president of the Head for the Cure Foundation, tells us his brother, Chris Anthony, was 34 years old when he was diagnosed with glioblastoma stage 4 brain cancer. Before his death, Chris, who had always enjoyed competitive running, talked about raising money and awareness for brain cancer by starting a race.
A few months before he passed, it was really his idea. He said, you know, this is a disease that is under-researched, seemingly because it's underfunded. How about if we do a 5K? Maybe we, bring a little bit of attention to this disease.
The idea eventually turned into the Head for the Cure 5K, which started in Kansas City. It expanded to Dallas, Austin, and then in 2014, here in San Antonio. The race here honoring KSAT's late news director, Jim Boyle.
Erin Dempsey, who is Jim's daughter, she lives in Austin. She attended our Austin event. She reached out to me, and we had a small staff at the time, and said, it was such a great experience. I want to bring Head for the Cure to San Antonio and honor my dad.
The Head for the Cure 5K is now in 26 cities across the country, giving participants not only a chance to raise money for brain cancer research, but also a way to remember their loved ones. You had made mention that your brother wouldn't want it to be all about him, but as Chris's brother, how does it make you feel to be able to help so many people in his honor?
Well, I miss my brother, of course, and I miss him every day, but I also feel his intense presence. Chris would not want it to be about him, but yet his spirit, his energy, his positivity, his ordinariness, that he just wanted to live, that animates everything that we do at Head for the Cure.
And of course, Matt Anthony tells me that it means a lot to him that because in honor of his brother, that they've been able to help so many families with all the fundraising and just the emotional support as well. And we look forward to having the race here in San Antonio, not tomorrow, but next Saturday.
I had no idea it was a larger organization than just the San Antonio race.
Yeah,
and the amount of people that show up, it grows every year.
It does. It does.
And just to hear some of their stories and get to see how they honor their family members, pretty incredible stuff.
Sure.
So we hope to see you out there next Saturday.
That's right. We will be there.
Yes, indeed. All right. High temperatures today. We'll be back in the 90s. Are we surprised? No, not at all. Yes, pretty mundane weather here. 93 is where we end up later today. Probably some mid-90s in places like Converse and Stinson. We'll go partly cloudy during the afternoon hours, but not a lot of cloud cover out there right now. If you're planning out your weekend, I know yesterday we talked a little bit about small chance for rain. I've just taken that out. At this point, it looks like the weekend will be quiet too. And guess what? We'll be at 93. Big surprise, right? Man, we are the picture of consistency right now. 92 last Wednesday, 93 on the 11th, 94 on last Friday, and the list goes on. Basically, today will be the 10th day in a row we've either been at 92, 93, or 94. And for September, I'll be honest with you, that's a rarity. Usually we start to get some fronts, you get storm systems, and your temperatures start to, do the roller coaster thing. Well, not this year. And the one problem with that, too, is without storm systems, we're not getting any rain. Drought Monitor came out yesterday, and it still shows extreme to exceptional drought in a lot of spots, including there in southern Medina County, which has been hit the hardest. Del Rio also dealing with extreme drought, and there is not a lot to give us hope that we'll chip away at this a little bit more, because if you look at the extended forecast, it's not panning out the way we'd hoped. We're at 25.08 for the year, 23.25 is the average, so we're about almost 2 inches above average. But if things continue the way they are, we're going to drop down close to average, if not a little bit below. Here's the futurecast, and these are the up-level winds that we're looking at. And what has changed since we last talked to you is the fact that this ridge, which was supposed to move off to the west, it looked like it was going to, has now gotten stuck. So you see this low here, it's not allowing it to shift back to the west. Think of it like if you're in a pool and you got a bunch of floaties floating around and they're all just kind of running into each other. There's a lot going on on this map, and the computer models just don't handle these kind of situations very well. So the change is that this ridge now gets bumped back towards Texas and blocks this low, the separate low, from coming down into the plains and coming down into Texas and generating some rain. So the bottom line, the main takeaway here is that our rain chances go down, other than maybe a weak frontal boundary Tuesday into Wednesday that can give us some very small chances. 93 Saturday, 93 Sunday, as we said. More mid-90s, low 90s next week, too, with just a 20% chance of rain now Tuesday and Wednesday. That's all we can offer as we officially go into fall. Again, 119 on Monday. It's not going to feel like it at all.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get some cloud cover at 1:19 p.m. on Monday. We'll take that.
Here's for hoping.
Okay. Thank you,
Justin.
All right, 9:21 right now, 77 degrees outside.
Well, we do have some bad news for the bubble tea lovers. Why your favorite drink is causing some safety concerns, especially for those who are pregnant. Welcome back. It's 9:25, and you may have heard about, or maybe it's your favorite type of drink right now. We're talking about bubble tea or boba tea. So that's a popular drink that's a blend of tea, milk, sugar, and that chewy tapioca pearl.
With the really big straw, right?
Yes.
But as our Devin Karp explains, new safety tests show the popular drink may come with a hidden safety concern that could be really serious.
Once a niche Taiwanese treat, bubble tea is now widely available and growing in popularity. And the star of the show? Those tapioca boba pearls made from cassava.
Cassava is a root vegetable known to absorb lead and other heavy metals from soil. And because of that, we wanted to see how much lead and other heavy metals these drinks and pearls might contain.
Consumer Reports tested pearls from two major chains, Gongcha and Kung Fu Tea, along with packaged boba from Trader Joe's and Wu Fu Yuan. The results were clear. Every single sample contained lead.
While these levels weren't so high we'd tell people to completely avoid bubble tea, the fact that we detected lead in all four products is a good reason to treat it as an occasional treat and not an everyday staple.
Health experts are clear on one point. No amount of lead is safe, and the risks are greatest for children and pregnant people. Trader Joe's told CR that it has discontinued its instant boba kit. Wu Fu Yuan's parent company said, quote, "We take the safety of our products very seriously, and your outreach has prompted us to further improve our existing quality control measures." Kung Fu Tea and Gongcha did not reply to CR's request for comment.
It's impossible to completely avoid lead because it can be found in a variety of foods, including healthy ones, and your daily exposure can add up.
Because of that, Consumer Reports recommends enjoying treats like bubble tea and dark chocolate, which can also be higher in lead, only occasionally. Experts also say eating a wide variety of healthy foods can help reduce your overall exposure to heavy metals. And nutrients such as calcium, iron, and vitamin C may even help counter some of the effects. So while you don't have to give up bubble tea entirely, best not to make it part of your daily routine. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Very popular right now.
Oh, indeed. They are, especially at my house. Sometimes we got to be moderation.
Put a limit there.
9:27 right now, 77 degrees outside. Still more ahead in the next half hour of GMSA at 9.
Well, a local university professor fighting back after being fired, the controversial comments that led to his termination, and what he wants from the university now.
And San Antonio's new $4 billion budget is here, but it's coming with a big challenge. We're going to break down the $174 million deficit, the cuts, the fee hikes, and why the property tax rate did not change. Coming up.
Welcome back. It's 9:31 and $4.06 billion. That is the size of the new San Antonio city budget. And the city is facing a $174 million deficit over the next 2 years.
All right, so of course they had to make cuts and raise fees, but the property tax rate remains the same. The council passed the budget unanimously, but Garrett Berger tells us the vote was not so smooth.
And this $400,000
Councilman, your time is up. Councilman, your time is up.
The delegate agency
Councilman
fund amounts to less than 2%.
Point of order. Your time is up. Funds. Councilman, please respect the body. Thank you.
A tense moment as a council member made a last-ditch effort to add more cops into the budget, saying the city needed to stick with a previous expectation to add 65 patrol officers next year.
Backtracking on that promise is nothing short of government malpractice.
San Antonio's been trying to add 360 patrol officers over about 5 years to allow more time for proactive policing, like checking trouble spots or patrolling for car burglars. But facing a budget crunch this year, city staff proposed only including 25 toward that goal in last month's draft budget. And though it later got bumped to 40, White and others still wanted more.
I originally wanted an additional 100 officers. added to our budget, but I am now aiming for 65.
But with the city already scrounging, how would they pay for it? White suggested it come out of money to replace computers and funding for delegate agencies. Misty Spears suggested cutting into an overtime budget meant to help fill open spots in police patrol districts.
Please vote.
Both proposals got shot down.
The motion fails.
But the city manager said the city's also waiting to hear back on a grant to help pay for another 28 cops.
We've gotten police officers through that grant 2 years in a row, and so we applied for it again. We'll know later on in the fall.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And where might you feel some of these changes? So if you get a parking ticket, that will likely be more expensive, and an environmental fee on the trash portion of your CPS bill is getting bumped by 50 cents.
So we've got more of the facts and figures that you might want to know. You can find the story and all of Garrett's reporting at KSAT.com.
Well, also at City Hall, council members rejected Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones's effort to have policy proposals resubmitted. The vote was 9-2. So Mayor Jones wanted proposals that were filed before the new council to be updated.
But yesterday's vote means that the policies will stand as is, even with new council members in the future. It comes after 4 council members signed a memo last week calling for changes to the process.
So imagine being in your last term of office. Why would you even file a CCR that could take a year, year and a half to be worked on if the minute you're gone and termed out, the CCR expires and the process would have to start over again?
So Mayor Jones and District 4 Councilman Edward Munguia were the only 2 who voted against that measure.
Look out there with a live cam. It's pretty nice right now, 77 degrees. Go ahead and run your errands. Maybe you have Friday off. Go ahead and treat yourself to that coffee this morning outside.
Iced coffee, maybe.
Right? Yeah?
Well, yes. Yeah, it is already starting to get a little warm out there. Temperatures have made their way into the upper 70s. We'll be in the 80s here soon. You saw a few puffy cumulus clouds out there. I want to show you the pollen count. This is the latest, and we're into the week on a good note. Everything's low. Molds, fallow, ragweed. We're seeing these numbers come down a little bit, so that's not a bad thing. Forecast for today, we should be near 80 by next hour. 90 at 2 o'clock, 92 at 3 p.m., and 93 will be our high, partly cloudy. And out in the Atlantic, we've got Tropical Storm Gabrielle. We're just getting that new update coming in as we speak, and it looks as though we're holding here with the 50-mile-per-hour winds. Man, this thing looks pretty ragged, but it is still trying and still expected to strengthen some. We'll get you the new track on where this is headed coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Well, now to your morning headlines. A major shakeup at Texas A&M. President Mark Welsh III stepping down. That's according to the Texas Tribune.
So it follows a week of controversy after a student confronted a professor in class over discussions of gender identity. State lawmakers criticized Welsh for not firing that professor immediately, something he refused to do. Welsh has led the university since 2023.
Well, former Texas State University history professor is suing the school, claiming his firing violated his First Amendment rights.
So Thomas Alter was terminated September 10th after making comments at a conference hosted by a group called Socialist Horizon. He was accused of inciting violence by advocating for the creation of a revolutionary party. In the lawsuit, Alter is seeking his job back and compensation from Texas State President Kelly Damphouse and the provost. We reached out to Texas State for comment, but so far have not heard back.
Well, other late night hosts are defending their fellow comedian Jimmy Kimmel. This after ABC indefinitely suspended his popular late night show over recent comments he made about the investigation into the Charlie Kirk shooting.
So during the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Colbert said he stands with Kimmel and his staff. Meanwhile, Jon Stewart made a special appearance Thursday night on The Daily Show to tackle the subject of free speech. Kimmel himself has not yet commented on the suspension.
Well, we want to remind you that KSAT in no way has input on this decision. As a result, instead of re-airing ABC content, KSAT will air an entire hour of the Night Beat in order to bring our viewers more news, more stories, and more of what matters to our community.
So you can watch the Night Beat from 10 to 11 o'clock tonight and also on Monday on KSAT 12, KSAT Plus, and KSAT.com.
And then now the time is 9:37 and we're at 77 degrees for now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Millions of dollars raised during Big Give, but one organization's story is standing out. After the break, how a portion of that money is helping change lives through the power of mentorship.
Welcome back. It's 9:41. Well, millions of dollars were raised during the Big Give, especially just over $5.9 million. That was collected over the past 48 hours or so. That's pretty good. A percentage of that went to one organization built on mentorship. So last night, our Japhanie Gray had a chance to party with a purpose with that organization. As of this morning, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of South Texas raised a total of just over $5,000.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters of South Texas is one of many organizations benefiting from the Big Give. And the celebrations you see behind me, not only for the amount of money they raise, but it's also to celebrate the true meaning behind the special mission of this organization and how important it is to the community. What does Big Brother, Big Sisters mean to you?
It means being able to connect with people who are older and wiser, that be able to give you the experiences and the advice that a lot of young people don't get to hear, that they need to be able to hear and be able to grow as people, you know what I mean?
As a parent, you don't have all the answers. So it's great to have a community around you all the time, and that's why I'm on the board, because I believe in their mission.
It's people just really in there, really caring about kids and wanting to make things better for them, and that affects the future of our country, so I really appreciate them.
So many people have donated thousands of dollars. Where is all that going?
These monies are going to maintain and make new matches. So children who are on the ready-to-be matched waiting list will now be able to get their very own Big Brother or Big Sister, as well as matches that are currently together. They will be maintained.
3, 2, 1. Next one. There we go.
Oh, great shot.
We cannot do it without this incredibly generous community. Each and every year they step up, they've done it again, and frankly, not just for us, but for all of the charities that are part of the Nonprofit Council.
Well, thank you to our Japhanie Gray for staying up late and putting that together for us this morning. Very good cause, and it looks like a good time as well.
I mean, because she emceed this, so it's official. She does not sleep, by the way. Japhanie Gray is
right? Because I was seeing messages like this morning.
Oh yeah, she was emailing us when most of you were asleep. She was doing her thing. So we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yes, indeed. Jeff missed out on the Just Ask Justin question this morning.
Oh, yes.
It was a good one. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you, Steph, since you weren't here. So what is the name of the moment when a place on Earth sees exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime? Is it A, equilux, B, equiday, C, equinox, or D, equifax?
I'm trying to figure out that picture, but I'm going to go with C.
Equinox? Okay, so that's what the audience said, and that's actually a really good guess. It's a bit of a trick question.
Oh, I would have never guessed that.
Equilux.
I think, wasn't it like 70% thought it was equinox?
Yeah.
And it was kind of meant to be a trick question. It's not completely
Rude.
wrong, but the equinox is instant when the center of the sun crosses the Earth's equator, and that's when we officially go into fall. It occurs at the same moment worldwide, but because of the shape of the sun, it's a disk, not a point, and refraction, day and night are not exact on the equinox. The equilux happens just a few days after the equinox and varies by latitude. San Antonio's equilux happens on September 26th. That's where we'll have exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime.
Head for the Cure 5K.
There you go. It'll kind of make your head hurt if you think about it too much, but equinox and equilux are really close together. But technically, the exact 12-hour day and 12-hour night comes just a few days later. All right, Tropical Storm Gabrielle is out there. This is the new update. Winds are at 50 miles per hour. It's still very lopsided, still getting sheared by upper-level winds. So I don't think it's going to become a hurricane anytime soon, but perhaps by tomorrow going into Monday, we may start to see this become a Category 2 hurricane as it scoots by Bermuda and then gets pulled around as high into colder waters. All right, Saturday's big game, or one of them, UTSA is taking on Colorado State up there in Fort Collins. This is probably the best temperature we're seeing for those games on Saturday, 60s. 20% chance of rain. It'll be really nice up there in the mountains of Colorado. This is one of the big games. I'm really excited to watch this one. Texas Tech and Utah out in Salt Lake. Now, they have a 40% chance of rain, and it's interesting. The last 2 games Texas Tech has played has been impacted by weather. Could they have a third in a row? It's possible. 70s for that game, 40% chance of rain, as we said. Arizona State visits Waco on Saturday at 6:30 kickoff there. Temperatures in the 80s. It'll be mostly sunny and hot for that one. Same too for Sam Houston State taking on UT in Austin. Temperatures in the 80s, and that's a 7 p.m. kickoff. So for some of your favorite teams, that is the forecast. For us, it is more of the same. 93, 93, 93, 94. You know, we just continue this pattern. Next week, as we said, the rain chances are down a little bit, 20% both Tuesday and Wednesday. Not as good as we were hoping. Looks like the ridge is trying to edge back in instead of moving out of the way, and that pretty much takes our rain chances, not completely away, but drops them down.
It's okay. We will celebrate the equinox and then the equilux.
The equilux.
Yes. By the way, we have a request in from the back. In the future, if you want to mix in a UTRGV, Rio Grande Valley, they have a football
That is
team.
fair. Yes, and RJ reminded me about Texas State today too.
Well, I know. I mean, everybody's got a team.
Trying to spread
like
the wealth.
300 football teams in Division I football.
UTRGV is a new team.
Brand new.
But,
that's right.
They are very excited about their season.
Yes, a lot of fans already.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Justin.
sir.
Well, our friends at SA Live, of course, they are coming up in less than 10 minutes now, and they are all about celebrating the kiddos in the San Antonio area. And today they are shining a light on a Bernie gymnast who is getting a lot of community support.
You may have seen this on their social media at SA Live KSAT. Jen Tobias Strusky shares how you can help the gymnast earn a scholarship, all while giving back to her community.
I practice like 4 hours through Monday and Thursday. And then for Saturday, I practice 5 hours.
Delilah Garza is representing her community, fighting for Youth Athlete of the Year.
The sport that I do is not where I do beams and vault like that. I do where I have a partner and they throw me and I have to flip.
The 11-year-old acrobatic gymnast is currently first in the quarterfinals for the national competition sponsored by Sports Illustrated. Up for grabs, a $25,000 scholarship.
It's really important because I want to pay for my gymnastics and stuff, and I also want to use it for college.
Today we're shining the spotlight on her, not just as an athlete, but as a student and a helper in her community.
I want to continue with my sport. I want to go to Baylor. It feels really good because it's like if they're trying to support me, and I like that.
The contest, called Youth Athlete of the Year, is searching for exceptional young competitors who embody everything we love about sports: dedication to greatness, fierce competition, and a commitment to their teammates and competitors. And the community has really come through for Delilah, casting their votes, some free, some paid. The money goes back to cancer research and, of course, the scholarship fund. And the great news about this is parents can submit their student athletes to also compete in this competition. Delilah, just one example of many aspiring athletes looking to get their scholarship and community support.
The reason why I deserve it is because I really try all of these things for my parents, but I also want to compete, and it's really fun.
The sport has not only helped Delilah physically, but she suffered with the speech impediment at a young age. This has brought her out of her shell.
Competition is fun, but it is hard sometimes because competitors are really hard to go with. My coaches are doing good. They teach me a lot of stuff, and I get better and better at it.
The winner will be featured in a 3-brand advertisement in Sports Illustrated. Win or lose, Delilah's journey highlights what this competition is all about: hard work, passion, and community spirit. If you'd like more information on this competition for your athlete, go to our website, salive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab. We also have a link if you'd like to vote for Delilah.
So you're ready. You're all in.
For SA Live, I'm Jen Tobias Strusky.
Welcome back. It's 9:54, and now to Ticketmaster under fire. Federal regulators suing the company for letting scalpers buy millions of dollars in tickets and reselling them at higher prices.
And perhaps you've been on the receiving end of that. ABC's Aaron Katursky explains.
Whether you're going to a basketball game
Broadway, or Beyonce. Chances are you're buying your ticket through Ticketmaster, and this morning, Ticketmaster is facing a civil lawsuit that echoes the frustrations of fans.
I would click on it, and it would instantly be like, no, this ticket is sold. You can rebuy it for $9.50.
The Federal Trade Commission and 7 states allege Ticketmaster and its parent company Live Nation knowingly allow and in fact even encourage brokers to use multiple Ticketmaster accounts to circumvent the system, meaning scalpers can buy more tickets than posted limits allow and resell them at a markup. And Ticketmaster can allegedly take an extra cut of the fees consumers pay on the resale market. In the last 5 years, the lawsuit says Ticketmaster made close to $1 billion in resale fees. The government claiming one scalper purchased 772 tickets to a 2023 Coldplay concert for about $81,000. The same tickets were resold for over $170,000. Ticketmaster has been under fire for years.
This was a terrible experience. I'm really disappointed in Ticketmaster.
In 2022, millions of Taylor Swift fans were shut out of her Eras tour when Ticketmaster's servers went down.
I didn't get tickets to the Taylor Swift concert, and I waited in line for like 6 hours.
Ticketmaster denied wrongdoing, but there were lawsuits, even congressional hearings, and Swift herself called it excruciating.
Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Well, boutique hotel on the Riverwalk will soon close their doors. This is Hotel Havana, and they will now shut down next month. That comes after Hyatt ended its management of the property and plans to make renovations. So that's according to the San Antonio Business Journal. Now, the hotel has been operating in San Antonio for 15 years. Hotel Havana will close on October 20th.
Well, you could leave your mark on San Antonio by helping to rename Source Plaza. The city is looking for ideas. You can find a link to a survey by scanning the QR code right there on the screen. Source Plaza is in Hemisphere, close to the convention center. Submit your naming ideas by October 1st, and the winning name will be announced in November. All right, this week on Pickup Lines, the San Antonio Police Chief William McManus reflects on his 50 years in law enforcement. He grew up in Philadelphia and first joined the Washington, D.C. Metro Police Department in 1975. That was shortly after a failed tryout with the NFL's Washington Redskins. He was, as you can see here, a heck of a college football standout. He was a quarterback at Villanova and had once dreamed of becoming a PE teacher in France, of all places.
Well, you were an excellent athlete in your youth.
Yeah, I was.
Football was your sport of choice?
You know, I grew up playing every kind of ball there was.
Yeah.
And anybody who watches this who's from Philly, we played stick ball, half ball, fastball, box ball, step ball, wire ball. I mean, if it involved the ball.
I've never heard of some of those games, by the way.
We played it.
Please let me know if you know how to play any of those games. But he talked candidly about his retirement in 2014. You might remember he left the department to take a security job with CPS Energy. And then he nearly left San Antonio for Tucson, Arizona a few years ago. They really came after him hard. The latest episode of Pickup Lines premieres at 5:30 this evening, replays at 7:30 on the free KSAT Plus app, or you can watch it at ksat.com. Just search Pickup Lines. And thank you to the chief for his time.
Yes, very cool story there. And I got to see the picture of him playing football in college.
Villanova,
right?
yeah.
Very good. And the KSAT Community Phone Bank really made a difference. So yesterday, Project Men raised a total of $5,800 to help our neighbors in need.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, Project Men would love to thank the Bexar County Commissioners, our KSAT community partners, and everyone who donated. This money will buy wheelchairs, scooters, walkers, all the tools that will give people their freedom and their mobility back.
So again, a reminder, if you have some gently used medical equipment, that you can take it then to the Wonderland of the Americas or the Shriners Auditorium or the Colonial Funeral Home. This is tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Quick look out there with TransGuide. The camera's looking good right now, looking good I-10 at Callahan on this Friday morning.
Thank God, because RJ had his hands full this morning.
Yes.
Gomez with the traffic situation.
So glad that it's quieted down a little bit. It's going to be a quiet weekend. 93 Saturday, 93 Sunday, partly cloudy. We do have those small rain chances next week, but it's looking a little more dim than it did where we had some. It appeared that we were going to have some better rain chances. It's not looking as good, unfortunately. So more 90s next week. We got to contend with that. And I want to know, what is wire ball?
Yeah, no, I'm seriously. I want to ask the chief.
Stick ball.
I mean, they played it all.
A lot.
I need to do a little more research on all that. Or if any of you know, just send us a message or stick ball. Okay. Well, we do know SA Live is next. Have a